Level 1. The applicant. You submit your application to the police force. High school degree, no criminal record, passing a fitness exam. You fill out the paperwork, endless questions about your history, past drug use, gaps in employment. 4 months later, they call you in for testing. Written test, psych screening, physical agility trial. You sprint, you scale fences, you haul a weighted dummy across the yard. You're up against hundreds of other candidates. Then, the oral interview hits. 3 veteran officers sit across from you, firing questions. What draws you to law enforcement? How would you handle a partner breaking the law? They're evaluating your character, your honesty, how you hold up under scrutiny. The background check begins. They talk to everyone, your parents, your buddies, your ex, your old teachers. They dig through your finances, searching for red flags, searching for leverage. They comb through your social media, every post, every image, every reply. Half a year after applying, you finally get the call. You've been admitted to the police academy. Nothing will be the same again. Level 2. The police recruit. The academy runs 24 weeks, roughly 6 months of non-stop training. You're up at 5 a.m. every day, PT, running, push-ups, hand-to-hand combat drills. Your body's never been in better condition. You study criminal statutes, constitutional rights, use of force guidelines. You learn the boundaries, when you can detain, when you can search, when you can cuff someone. You log weeks at the shooting range. Glock 19, Remington 870. You fire rounds until you can place shots accurately under pressure. You run through simulations, domestic calls, vehicle stops, active shooter drills. Instructors act as suspects. They resist, they flee, they draw weapons on you. You absorb the toughest truth of this profession. Any call could be your final one. Any traffic stop, any wellness check, any disturbance call. Some recruits wash out. They can't take the grind, the intensity, the harsh reality. The survivors among you graduate on a Saturday morning. Your family is in the audience. You receive your badge, your sidearm, your oath of office. You raise your right hand and swear to protect and serve. You are officially a police officer. Level 3. The patrol officer. Your first posting is street patrol, the front line of policing. You ride with a field training officer for the first 4 months. You don't call the shots on your own. You watch, you absorb, you adapt. Your first shift hits like a wall. Dispatch chatter, radio codes, protocols. Your FTO manages it all. You're just observing. In your first week, you roll up on a domestic violence scene. A woman with a swollen face, her husband reeking of alcohol, children sobbing in the next room. You freeze, unsure what to say. Your FTO steps in, separates the parties, de-escalates, cuffs the husband. In your first month, you book your first arrest, a DUI. You administer field sobriety tests. You slap the cuffs on. You process him back at the station. The whole thing feels unreal. You just stripped someone of their freedom, locked them in a cell. Your FTO tells you it gets easier with time. It never does. You just grow numb to it. That first year, you witness it all. Overdoses, suicides, wrecks, corpses. You arrive at a fatal accident, a teen who is on her phone behind the wheel. The vehicle is folded around a pole. The body is barely recognizable. You assist the medical examiner with the remains. You drive home that night. You can't eat. You can't close your eyes. Your girlfriend asks how you're doing. You tell her you're fine. You're not. This is what the job is. You take calls, you file reports, you show up in court. 90% monotony, 10% pure adrenaline. Level 4. The senior patrol officer. After 6 years, you're seasoned. You ride solo now. You know every block, every face, every pattern. You know which intersections the dealers claim, which addresses generate repeat calls. You recognize the regulars, the chronic offenders, the ones you book every few weeks. You get dispatched to the same domestic for the 4th time this year. Same couple, same argument, same endless loop. You arrest the husband, once more. She'll post his bail by morning, once more. You can't solve their dysfunction. All you can do is show up when they call. You pull over a car, busted taillight, textbook stop. The driver's hands are shaking, way too jittery. Something feels off. You request license and registration. His hand darts toward the glove compartment. Your palm finds your holster. Your pulse spikes. He produces the paperwork, nothing more. You exhale. But for those 2 seconds, you were certain you might not make it home. This plays out over and over, week after week. The dread never fades. You just learn to live alongside it. You've racked up 250 arrests, filed over 1,200 reports. You've preserved lives. You've destroyed lives. You've done what was asked of you. Level 5, the detective. After 9 years on patrol, you earn a promotion to detective. Your world shifts from dispatched calls to building cases. You land in the robbery division. Your first assignment is a stick-up, gas station, suspect armed with a pistol, $350 taken. You pull surveillance camera footage. You sit down with witnesses. You ID the suspect. You draft a search warrant. You serve the warrant at first light. You recover the weapon, the cash, the suspect. You make the collar. You assemble the case file. It goes before a jury. You take the stand. The jury returns guilty. 4 years behind bars. You locked someone up for real. The cases escalate from there. Burglary crews, auto theft rings, organized networks. You coordinate with outside agencies, state police, FBI, ATF. You're producing results, closing cases, securing convictions. But you're also pulling 55-hour weeks minimum. You miss your daughter's basketball games, your wedding anniversary. Your marriage is cracking. Your wife tells you you're a different person now. She's not wrong. You know it. Level 6, the sergeant. 13 years in, you pin on sergeant stripes. You lead a patrol squad now. 10 officers answer to you. You're done working cases yourself. You manage personalities. You sign off on reports. You field complaints. You make the tough calls. One of your cops goes too far with a suspect. A formal complaint lands on your desk. You investigate one of your own. You submit your findings. Your officer gets written up. He's furious. He holds it against you. But you did the right thing. Popularity be damned. You respond to high-stakes incidents, officer-involved shootings, vehicle pursuits, standoffs. You make split-second command decisions under extreme pressure. One of your officers fires on a suspect, a man wielding a blade. You lock down the scene. You alert the brass. You initiate the review. The shooting is deemed justified, but your officer is shattered inside. He stops sleeping. He can't function on duty. He turns in his badge months later. That stays with you. You greenlit the response. You put him in that position. Level 7, the lieutenant. 19 years in, you make lieutenant. You oversee a division now, several squads, around 45 officers. You handle budgets, scheduling, training plans, disciplinary actions. You're more bureaucrat than street cop at this point. Your days are consumed by meetings, budget reviews, leadership briefings. You draft department policies. You audit use of force cases. You navigate media inquiries, neighborhood complaints, political demands. The mayor pushes for heavier presence. The residents push back against over-policing. There's no winning move. Your decisions shape your officers' daily reality. Shift rotations, advancement opportunities, corrective actions. Some of your people look up to you. Others can't stand you. You stopped being their peer a long time ago. You're management now. Your divorce was finalized 4 years back. Your kids stay with their mom. You get them every other weekend when the schedule allows. Level 8, the captain. 24 years on the force, you've reached captain. You command an entire precinct, 180 officers across multiple units. You oversee patrol, investigations, community outreach, all of it. You report straight to the chief. You track crime data, response metrics, public satisfaction scores. The numbers are everything. City Council monitors them closely. Crime stats are climbing in your district. The chief demands explanations. You roll out new initiatives, surge patrols, targeted enforcement in problem areas. You're walking a tightrope between crackdowns and community trust. Push too hard, residents revolt. Pull back, crime surges. An officer under your command gets caught skimming drugs from the evidence locker. That falls on you. You didn't catch it in time. The probe goes public. The press tears you apart. Your career takes a hit. Your name is tainted. But you own it. You overhaul procedures. You earn back credibility one day at a time. Level 9, the Deputy Chief. 29 years in, you're named Deputy Chief, the number 2 in the entire department. You run the whole operation: patrol, detectives, tactical units, 2,800 officers, a budget north of $180 million. You counsel the chief, you execute policy, you manage emergencies. You sit in rooms with the mayor, council members, civic leaders. An officer fatally shoots an unarmed civilian, body cam footage leaks, protests erupt. It makes national headlines. You quarterback the response, the internal investigation, the public fallout. You walk the line between accountability and backing your officers. The shooting is ruled unjustified. The officer faces criminal charges. The city settles a lawsuit for millions. You push through reforms, mandatory body cameras, de-escalation protocols, civilian review boards. But the harm is already done. Public trust is fractured. You've poured 3 decades into this career. You've sacrificed everything: relationships, milestones, your own well-being. You're spent, you're hollowed out, but you can't walk away. Not now, not after all this. Level 10, the Chief of Police. 32 years on the job, you finally sit in the top chair. You lead the entire department. Ultimate authority rests with you. You answer to the mayor, the council, the citizens. Everyone has demands. Everyone has opinions. You're managing a new crisis every single week: shootings, corruption probes, funding cuts. You testify at council hearings. You stand before cameras. Violent crime is trending up. Your officers are stretched thin. Your budget keeps shrinking. The public calls for more cops on the street. The city refuses to fund them. You're forced into impossible trade-offs: cutting programs, thinning patrol coverage. People will pay the price, but your hands are tied. You step down after 3 years as chief, 35 years on the force in total. They hold a ceremony. The mayor gives a speech. Your officers fill the room. You're handed a plaque, a firm handshake, a pension. You surrender your badge. You surrender your weapon. It's over. You made it through, but what did it cost you? Your body is worn down. Your family feels like strangers. You gave this job every last piece of yourself. And somewhere out there, a young kid is filling out an application. They want to serve, to protect, to matter. They have no clue what awaits them: the sacrifice, the scars, the burden. But they'll figure it out. Everyone does.